YouTube is pointing at the wrong thing. Here we go. This is yesterday's sketch. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Well, I'll do a warm-up first, but then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to sketch something that will be used for a final piece that I already have plans to make. So I kind of know what I'm going to sketch today. I'm not 100%. I have a choice between two different things. This is yesterday's sketch. It is just a cute bee holding a raspberry. Where's my pencils? Here we go. Yeah, so again, today's sketch is going to be a little different. I'm going to do it on a nice paper, which I will then add some, I'm going to use this mixed media with a vellum surface, which I will then use crepe paws on to give some color to. And that'll be fun. But today we'll do the sketch. I'm just going to do a little warm-up. I'm either going to do a raccoon with some, what is this light? A raccoon with some flowers, or a raccoon with a banana head, or a piglet with some flowers on. So I'm going to do a quick sketch of a raccoon with a banana head to start. I'm going to do a little bit medium size. Let's get this raccoon kind of looking sneaky. I think that'll be fun. Little paws out here, his little face here. Raccoons have like a tiny snout. That's cute. Okay, right around there. That's good. Yeah, that's good. The biggest thing for me to identifying a raccoon is getting its like mask on. So we'll do that. And then their ears are pretty simple. Just kind of little, I almost said tanuki ears, but that's a raccoon. That's a type of raccoon. Okay, we got its butt. We'll throw its tail out. I don't know, am I still on camera? Yeah. Whoops, let me move over. We'll throw his tail out. I kind of missed up, but that's fine. This is just me planning the bigger sketch I'm going to do in a minute. I'm sketching every day. Today I am sketching for an art piece that I will put some crepe paws on. And I am sketching a raccoon with a banana hat. Yeah. Okay. Here's the raccoon. His butt will cover where the tail comes out. That's fine. That's intentional. We'll give some raccoon lines. And now let's get to the... Well, before we do the face, this is the base. Hello, hola. How are you? I used to know... Hi, Stellafin. What is it? Like, ¿cuál es tu favorita? ¿Cómo se dice animal? Animal? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we have the raccoon tail. We have the bandit mask. We have about the placement of the ears. Maybe this one's actually a little ahead. So now let's throw the banana on and see how that's gonna look. So I don't want it to cover the eye. So I think if it's gonna come here, it has to like kind of veer to the right away, and that's fine. I think that works. And they'll have it go off. It can cover this eye because we're not going to see that eye, so that's nice. So let's have it do that. Go behind the nose, cover that eye. This will be, I'm drawing a raccoon with a banana hat, a banana peel hat. Because I did a series of animals and hats. And I guess this is sort of a continuation of that series. Maybe not even sort of. This is a continuation of that series. We'll have this be the last part of the banana coming back here. This is looking pretty good, actually. That's the banana. That'll be the snout. Oh man, that's what a raccoon looks like. And we'll get the eye. Raccoon eyes are actually not that great for like expressiveness. Their face is really great, but their eyes are just little black eyes. So I'm going to kind of, what I do in that situation sometimes is I sort of fake it, and I give them a little bit of human, like pupils, even if they don't actually have it. I just give it a little dark spot in the center, and I don't know if you can really notice it, but to me it makes the eyes look much more expressive. Okay, here's the banana. Oh, I forgot that banana's covering this eye, so we can just bring that out. Let's erase everywhere the banana is to really separate it from the background of the raccoon. This guy's, we'll give him, you can kind of see the eye. There we go. You know, I never asked. And right now we don't speak the same language, so I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl raccoon. Um, yeah. Next time you see them. Okay, so I'll have this paw coming out here. Raccoons kind of have pretty handy paws, which is nice because I've practiced a lot how to draw hands. So that's helpful. Little thumb on the inside. And then they have like they're almost wearing gloves. Little dark spots before all their fur starts up. And then let's figure out this back leg. I have trouble with this back leg sometimes. It's hip, thigh. So this is actually hip, thigh, knee, shin. Oh, that's this knee, shin, and then foot, foot. Okay, so I did a pretty good job here. I have to do that every time. Otherwise, I draw the leg anatomy wrong. And I used to not really care that much, but as I've gotten more, as I draw more and more animals, it really just helps to just get that out of the way right away, because sometimes I just like, I don't know why the animal's looking wrong. And eventually I just am like, oh, I drew the leg backwards or something. So, all right, so this is one, is this little guy. His tail will probably, I kind of messed it up, so let's just move that now. I should be using a paper to not smudge, but I forgot until just now. Okay. I don't have paper. I have this tiny piece of paper. I'll use that. Let's get some shading just to kind of anchor everything in space so we can see what's what. See if we like it. There'll be like a neck and a belly. So this arm will be in the background. This will be in the background. The banana will have like a nice outline. The banana will be in color. It might be the only thing in color, because that's what I've done for my other animals and hats pieces. But for now, we'll like imitate that by giving it a nice dark outline. This will be a little shaded in because it's behind. This tail will be a little darker because it's behind. This we shaded in because it's the raccoon's behind. Okay, so something like that. We'll make this a little dark so you can see it's the mask. It's pretty good. I would look up how ears look, and this face looks a little bit like a rat. I don't know why. So I'd work on that a little bit. Actually, adding that just now helped a lot. Okay, so that's one option. Oh, the raccoon. Oh, hi, Anderson King. Oh, I said hello. And the other option is a piglet with a flower necklace. And so a piglet, I'm just gonna, again, I'm not gonna look this guy up. I'm just gonna kind of draw what a cartoon piglet in my mind looks like. Somehow I always miss the center with the noses. Okay, I guess I wouldn't change the piglet very much from the one I did a couple days ago. I think I would just even use this piglet, maybe with this little face instead. Some combo. Ugh. Yeah, yeah. So I do think that this raccoon is starting to look more like a raccoon than the one I did yesterday, or I forget when it was, a couple days ago, which is good because I do want this piece to look real, or, you know, realistic. But I feel like there's something about, there's something special missing from the face of the raccoon. I don't know if he has to be looking more at us. I don't know if I've just messed it up and it just doesn't look like a raccoon to me, but I don't know that. Hmm. Hello, love butterfly. I am trying to decide which to make a finalized sketch of. Either my banana raccoon or my flower piglet. Let me have a sip of tea while I debate. Hope I didn't steam up the camera. All right, I am just gonna start sketching one. I will start with this raccoon. I will make some changes to the face. Actually, I'm going to sketch a secondary face, more looking at us. Just right here with the first one. And see if that makes me feel any different. Because maybe I'll just be happy with a second. Little snout, little nose. Ugh. Oh yeah, we'll put in the Ooh, good luck on your history exam. History can be really fun to learn about in when you're learning about something you're interested in, and really hard to learn about when you have to memorize a bunch of like dates and stuff that feels kind of unrelated. So there's a real struggle there. So good luck. I'm sure you'll do good. Okay. Why? I don't know why raccoons are so frowny, but they definitely look best when I draw them frowny. Okay, I have to look up what ears look like. And I do raccoons look like bears? Because I keep drawing these little things that look like bears. Oh, they do, because people call them trash pandas, right? This piglet says, "Good luck on your history." I thought for a split second I was going to do the wrong your, and I was like, "Great, stay in school," but I didn't. Okay, yeah, this raccoon face, even though it's less refined, is giving me more life. I definitely feel like this one would make me happier. Okay. All right. I'm going to do the raccoon. I know it's the popular favorite with the 6 people who took my poll. I'm just kidding. It was one person. And like I think it's more visually interesting. That's the big reason, right? I think this piglet is really cute, but it's really safe. I'll be able to do this whenever, and I think like it'll make great prints and other stuff. Whereas I think this raccoon is just going to be an original piece. I'm not going to make prints or anything with it. I'm going to draw it once and put it up for sale. So I think this is higher risk, higher reward, and like more visually interesting. And I think it'll be fun. So I have a thinner pencil, so I don't know how much that's going to show, how well that's going to show up on the camera, but we'll give it a go. And I have this special paper. Now I'm trying to decide if I should do it horizontal or vertical. I guess vertical. If this is going to be the shape, we'll do it vertical. I mean horizontal. If this is going to be the shape. So I'll zoom out in a second. I'm going to grab a phone and bring up raccoons' faces. Because this is for a final piece, I really want to make sure I get it right. And I'll use references. Here's the one I did yesterday. Pardon me. Or the day before. Oh yeah, this is yesterday's drawing. Okay. Just bringing up raccoon faces. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for one that I like the look of, that I think, like, to me looks a lot like a raccoon. Because if I try to draw one that doesn't, to me, look a lot like a raccoon, then I will mess it up because I'll be like going between my vision and what the reference says, and I'll be pushing back and forth. So, okay. Raccoons seem to be very camera aware. Because all of the raccoons that I'm seeing photos of when I do my reference search are all looking at the camera. Okay. Sometimes this part takes a while. I thought about doing this before I started, and maybe I should have, but I wasn't sure what I was going to draw. Okay, I found something. Whoop. It's not the perfect, but it'll do. I'm gonna zoom out. Huh. Raspberry Joe came from the fields. That's the center of the page. Okay. Just trying to see where everyone can see. All right. I'm going to use my previous sketch as a reference. I'm going to blow it all up a little bit. I'm just going to zoom out as much as I can. See if you can see the whole page. Okay. So we'll have the tail be like this. I think the butt and everything else, I think that's fine. I think like the leg, the back leg is pretty good, and that's kind of where that falls down, where like you can really tell there's something off in a mammal. So I think I got that good enough that people aren't going to be able to tell there's something wrong, even if there is. I don't know. Okay, and so here will be the head. Oh, I almost forgot to look at my reference. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. This will be the head. And this will be the nose. The mouth. Oh, my reference is bad. Okay. Fuzzy cat ears. Fuzzy top head. Weird eyebrow type. This is the center. That looks fine. I'm using a very light, very thin pencil because I am prepared to make mistakes in this stage, and I want to be able to erase. That is not the hope, though. Let's hope I make no mistakes. Although now that I've said that, I've jinxed it, probably. The raccoons' mouths look like this. These raccoons that I'm looking at, I somehow chose raccoons that are just like looking in the weirdest direction. I didn't notice. Okay. Okay. Raccoons' noses are really square. It's funny when you go from drawing like what you imagine a creature looks like to what it actually, oh my gosh, I forgot to use the paper, to what it actually looks like. It can be really weird. Like, I would not expect a raccoon's nose to be as square as it actually is. You know what animal has a weird square? I think it's wombats. When wombats poop, they poop square. I'm sure there's a reason. I do not know what it is. Okay, this is coming together. I am not. What's so funny? Well, 3 square does make a cube, so that's pretty. I've never heard that joke, and I've heard the factoid like probably a half dozen times, so it's solid. I've heard that somewhere before. The perfect is the enemy of the all right. This looks raccoony. Does it match the size of their body? I don't want to. I think so. And then you have the leg stretching out here. Let's get the neck and this front leg. And then the back leg. No, there's something wrong. I went too detailed on the head before I got my bearings. Don't. Sometimes you have to clean erasers so much. Okay. I'm getting something that looks natural again. Yeah, I think I just made the butt too big. Okay. This is okay. I'm not hating it. I will probably take a stop after I get the basic sketch down because I want to make sure that I am not overlooking anything because this is going to be the final piece. And like so often I look at something the next day or in a couple of hours and I'm like, whoops, that's a really obvious mistake. That is so easy for me to fix. I don't know why I left it in, but I just don't see them on the first time around. So I'm going to try to avoid that by giving it a little intermission, so to say. But that means I do want to try to get the final look down. Let's get the nose more black. I have to remember I'm also going to do color, but I'll probably not do black. I'll probably let the pencil be the black. Okay. Get my bandit mask on. I definitely like this left bandit mask better, so I'll probably switch this one up to do the same thing. Just kind of remind you that this is fur. Probably should have done that from the beginning. Whoa, this eye is so much bigger. There we go. All right, I think let's get these. I think that's for that part of the face. That's good. We'll do the banana in a minute. Let's get the little paws in, the little gloves, the furry arms. Oh, that looks good. We'll do the same for this guy. Little gloves, little paws. That looks good. Furry arms. Am I still on camera? Nope, I sunk a little low. And also, I had moved my paper off the camera. Oh, what clever puns you have. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've been practicing for a very long time. I'm just so happy that somebody finally appreciates my puns. Well, my hair's going with me. I think this tail can probably get a little bit longer now that I'm seeing the size of the full raccoon. It'll come out from there. Let's make it move around back and then come this way. We'll change the whole shape. That'll be more interesting. But what we got here is not that interesting. Clean the eraser off. See if it's clean. Yeah, clean enough for something we're going to be drawing over. I shouldn't be using my hand. Lost the paper. I should get better at just using the paper all the time. Okay, that's much better. Okay, and I don't know how raccoons' tails stripe, so I'm just going to continue what I've been doing. It looks natural enough. Don't need a reference for that. If there's any like raccoon scientists, maybe they'll be like, wow, this guy really doesn't know how raccoons' tails stripe. And they would be right. I should have done the responsible thing. Looked it up. Forever, somebody will think raccoon's tails stripe the wrong way. Okay. Hmm. Raccoon puns. So interesting. Like, I keep coming back to Calhoun. Like, is there something with Calhoun? Is raccoon Native American? Is it a native species to North America? Because it does not feel like an English or a French word. So I suspect it might be one of the native languages. But, don't take my word for it. Oh, yeah, exactly. I am not a raccoon scientist. I can barely draw one for crying out loud. Look how I did the stripes. Oh, no. I definitely could draw a raccoon scientist. That's what I'll do in 1 second when I finish up this first layer of this sketch. I will draw a raccoon scientist, and then I will end today's stream. But first, I'm happy I used the pencil I did because it seems to be erasing relatively good, which is important for this step. I think this banana also looks pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, as long as this looks well proportioned in a few hours when I take a look at it, I will head to the next step, which will be to do better pencils, darker pencils, more shading, and really like lock it down with a pencil that is not easy to erase. And then I will do the small work of doing some crayons on the banana, cleaning up the edges, maybe spraying it with a fixative so it's not going anywhere, so it's affixed. Okay, I like it. It did cover the eye. I think that's good and right. I think the banana feels pretty. Let's move this a tiny bit. I think the banana feels pretty correct. Oh, is this weird? I eat my bananas like this, so I always see the peel. Ever since I learned about that hack where it's like you're a hack if you don't eat your banana by pinching the butt and peeling it that way. That's just how I've been eating my banana. I feel like it really does make it the easiest. Well, oh well. That's not really important. I'm not going to change it. It was just a thought. Okay. Let me come in. I got a little erasing to do here. I want to make sure that looks very good. Yeah, I think where it's been erased, you can't tell, which is really great. I think it's probably a decent proportion. I would kind of shrink it together a little bit. If I end up doing that, I will just erase this whole back side and move it over. I have not done a lot of work here, so that would not be a huge deal. But I'm going to take a look at it in an hour or two and decide then, maybe even tomorrow. I have 2 more days, so all the time in the world is what I tell myself. Okay, a raccoon scientist. I think we got this one. I think this is going to be the best part of today's sketch a day. Let me do a raccoon scientist. We are going to do cartoon style. Let me zoom in a little bit now. Too fast, too close. We're going to do a cartoon style raccoon scientist. So cartoon style raccoon, nice, easy. You get the mask on. Put him eyes. Put him eyes. Some ears. That is they do look like pandas. The more I draw them looking like pandas, the more I think they look like pandas. Make sure that snout is a little pronounced. There we go. That's the first step. Now we'll give him a little fat belly. We'll do tiny arms, and we'll do kind of like realistic-y raccoony legs. Because like I feel like a raccoon, theoretically, it feels like they could stand up on their hind legs and be like assimilate into society. Okay, I'm just drawing the shape of the arms. I don't really know what I want him to be doing here. Oh, I'm gonna have him holding a clipboard. That's what scientists do. Okay, little hands. This will be a pen. Oh, yeah. This will be a clipboard. Having him hold it like he's tired of holding clipboards all day. Oh, this raccoon, I do know the gender. Okay, let's get a lab coat on this raccoon here. Because all scientists that I've seen on TV wear lab coats. I think all the scientists I've seen in real life don't. But this is not real life. This is sketch a day May. Yeah, I've never been to a lab. Wait, have I? Little name badge. Because it's a secure lab. All right, let's just do a tiny bit of cleanup. Erase some guidelines. Oop. Whoa. This arm just disappears. There we go. There we go. I think I might have erased it with the guidelines, or maybe I never drew it. It happens. Oh my gosh. How did I forget? The tail. That's so funny. Are you seeing it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little pause. under the lab coat tail. There we go. We'll get one black line that we can see. The other will be hidden behind the back. That's okay. It'll be implied. There we go. Implied. Get this nice and solid. Let's get this some guides gone just to make it really clear where all the lines are that are intentional. All right. I think this is pretty good. Oh. Okay. There we go. We got the raccoon scientist to go along with raccoon science subject. Thanks so much for coming in. See me later. See me tomorrow. I'm going to be sketching a day every day in May. And we'll be working more on this raccoon tomorrow. So if you're interested to see how this continues to go, stop by then. Thanks so much for coming in. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.